Welcome back to incredibly useful exercises for the double bass, where we condition specific aspects of our performance in short, stolen moments. Today, we have the honor of studying the flagship exercise in the bass world, made famous by the incomparable Gary Karr and studied at some point by pretty much every performing bassist in the world. Let's start our two-part study of the elegantly named VOMITS. I want to thank Joey Nager for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. He sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play, and his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joey Nager prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed below, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument. VOMITS are between 4 and 16 minutes long, depending on your goals and time budget. Control is maxed at a 6, expression is a 5, mindfulness and endurance are a 4, power and coordination are a 2, and velocity is 0. We play VOMITS for the exercise and mastery of optimal bow management during slurred shifts and for the practice of precise interval and ear training. VOMITS are simply a progressive 2-octave B-flat major scale. Nothing mysterious or fancy. We start from low B-flat on the G string and play slurred shifts up to each note in the scale individually, always returning to the B-flat. And so on. We play it with all of the possible fingering combinations between the two notes. 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, then 2 to 1, 2 to 2, and so on. When I shift changing fingers, I change fingers softly just after I start the shift, so you don't hear the change. So with 4 fingers, that gives us 16 possible combinations. I do practice 3rd finger in the lower positions to keep my finger strong, but I don't use 4th finger in the upper positions above G. On VOMITS with 4th finger, I play 4 in the lower positions, but I switch it to 3rd finger in the upper positions. This is a perfect exercise. It's easy to hear, easy to predict, repetitive, and incredibly useful. It's everything that I look for in my practice. It's got a colorful name, which makes it memorable. It's flexible. You can do it for a few minutes or the full combinations, up to 20 minutes. You can choose your key or mode. It doesn't have to be a major key. It's great for jazz players. You can do it pizzicato. It works great on all bowed instruments. It's not just a bass thing. It works primarily the right arm, but it also does a perfect job shaping the left hand. It trains your ear. It's the best interval ear training exercise I know. There are no downsides to this. It rewards creativity, persistence, and good form. Definitely worth it. I play and teach VOMITS in 4 parts based on the physical zones of the bass. Lower octave, upper octave, the transition zone around the saddle, and then finally the full exercise, which covers the entire fingerboard. This episode covers the first 3 parts. I'll play the whole exercise in another episode. So why 4 parts? I isolate the lower octave so that I can concentrate on my left elbow and the weight of the bass on my thumb without having to fuss about instrument management while transitioning to the higher positions. If you stand while you play, this also gives you a chance to smooth out your descending shifts without making the bass jump like that. I isolate the upper octave to focus on my bow placement, bow speed, and my hand shape, especially my thumb. I keep my thumb a half step from my first finger during the entire upper position. That keeps my hand balanced the way I want. I don't want my thumb drifting during the shifts like that. I also like that I don't have to fuss with my elbow placement and bass balance in the transition zone. For you advanced players, I do recommend adding the thumb into the upper octave workout. That gives you 16 combinations up here. Without the thumb, in the upper octave, we only have 9 combinations since I don't use fourth finger. Finally, I isolate the middle section to work on my transition technique between the lower and upper octaves. This involves bringing my elbow out and around when I shift to the upper position and wrapping my elbow around the bass when I shift to the lower position. This technique is different for everyone, and it isn't really something I can cover in depth here. It's different because there are so many different schools of bass playing, and there are many ways to approach this problem. There are tall and short players, there are basses with square and sloped shoulders, there's sitting and standing, straight end pens and bent end pens. It's important for each bassist to figure out how they're going to manage the bass and their arm in the transition. The only thing I'll say that addresses the most common technical mistake I see in students is the habit of raising the elbow in descending shifts. It's most efficient to bring the elbow back and level during descending shifts to the lower position. Out to the upper and back to the lower. Not up and down, but out and back. Lower octave, upper octave, and middle octave. Take time to get familiar with these registers before you proceed to the full vomit across the whole fingerboard. You won't regret it. So here's how we'll do it today. I'll play the lower octave first from B flat to G, and then the upper octave, and then the middle octave. I'll play with all 16 fingering combinations in the low and middle octave and 9 in the upper octave. I'll always draw the bottom note with the same slow bow speed, about a quarter of the bow. As I get higher, I'll use gradually more bow for the upper note. By the way, I'll cover those bowing points in greater detail in VOMITS Part 2. I'll keep a resonant tone in all registers. I'll imagine the next pitch in my head before I shift, so there's intent in my arrival note. I'll release the weight of the shifting finger slightly during the shift, and I'll keep the bow in the same place near the bridge for the whole exercise. Before I play, I plan my recovery strategy because, once I start, I don't let any mistake or fatigue stop me, just like in live performance. In this episode, we covered the left hand components of VOMITS, but in the end, this is a right hand exercise, so I don't want left hand problems to discourage me or interrupt the exercise. As long as I'm attending to the right arm bow speed techniques before the left hand, I'll be successful, and I know I'm building good mindfulness and control habits for live performance. Okay, here we go with the lower octave. Ready? Start with 1 to 1. 1, 2, ready, go. the upper octave. Ready? 2, ready, go. And finally, the middle octave. There's an A natural in this, so it changes the mode and it sounds weird, but it keeps it in the key of B flat, even though I'm starting and ending on E flat. All right, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. One to two. that is the first part of VOMITS. No matter what your style of music, make this a regular part of your workout. There are too many benefits in this to neglect. You'll be stronger, faster, more confident, your muscles in your body will work for you, and you'll find yourself more comfortable in every part of the bass. For more reading about VOMITS and general bass pedagogy, check out a truly excellent book called Mr. Karr, Would You Teach Me to Drive a Double Bass? By Michael Klinghoffer, Dean of Performing Arts and Senior Lecturer of Double Bass at the Jerusalem Academy of Music and Dance in Israel. It's beautiful, clear, funny, and inspiring. The link's in the description. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you find VOMITS as useful for your performance as it has been for mine. I present this in the way that I've used and benefited from it. It's not the only way to practice or approach shifting. Adapt these ideas to your style of curiosity, conditioning, playing, or teaching. Practice this and all exercises in this series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave any questions, comments, observations, success stories, or suggestions below. Please check out the incredibly useful exercises series of workout books, available in paperback and ebook on the Amazon site in your country. I look forward to you joining me next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.